Hello, friends. Welcome back to our next episode of Kids Place, where kids come to play, learn, achieve, create, and explore. I'm Mrs. Traherne, and this is my co-host,
Mrs. Day. Let's get started with our hello song. Hello, friends. How are you? We're so happy to see you. Greet your neighbor, boogie on down. Give a bump and turn around.
Together, it's time to Donald, what breathing strategy are we? Or Glenn, excuse me, Glenn. Tia, hands are to side, body come. Tia, or Glenn, what breathing strategy are we going to practice today? Drain? We have to drain them out. Guess what they did this morning? What did you guys do almost all last week?
Pretzel.
Yes, we did pretzel again this morning. So drain is a good switch up. So eyes are on Glenn. He's going to model for us. Hands are at our sides. Now, think for a minute. Donald, are you ready? Think for a minute why we do this. Why we practice every single day. Every day. Why it's important for us to practice every day. Go ahead. Why is it important? Rowan, why is it important we practice every single day? Thinking brains turn back on, but why do we have to practice every day? Kylie, why do we have to practice every day?
To get our brain ready.
Get your brain ready so your brain knows what to do, correct? Let's try it. All right, Glenn, hands at our sides. So, we're practicing drain, Owen. Tanner, hand at our side. You got this. Here we go. 1, 3. Inhale. Squeeze it tight. Exhale slowly. Let's try it again. Owen, it's important everybody participate. Donald, are you ready? Let's do it together. Hands are at our sides. Slow inhale. Here we go. Squeeze it. Let it out. Oh, and if you're not ready to practice now, you can practice when we go outside. You want to practice when we go outside? Sit up there on the playground? Okay. We'll practice. We're trying to get our bodies ready. Make this your best one, everyone. Your best one. Close your eyes for a minute. Think about it. Here we go. Inhale. Squeeze it. Exhale. So we do the breathing fast or slow? Slow. Slow. Why? Why do we do it slow?
It gets our brain ready.
Get your brain ready and it gets you
Calm.
because if you're excited, is your thinking brain turned on?
No.
Oh, goodness, no.
friends and families. I'm back with some more feelings. We're going to meet some more feeling buddies. So far, we've talked about feelings, and it's important to address our feelings and understand them so we can learn strategies to work with our feelings inside our bodies. In previous shows, we met Happy. Remember, these are not dolls. They don't have hair, and they don't have clothes. They're just feelings. So we're really focusing on that face. When we're happy, our mouths and our eyes go up. Even our cheeks go up. Then we met sad. Sad's a strong feeling. And sometimes I find it takes a little time to get over this feeling. When we're sad, our faces kind of do the opposite. They go down. So we have happy, we have sad, and then we met scared. And when we're scared, our face kind of opens up. Our eyes open wide, our eyebrows kind of shoot out, and our mouths open up. Now, another very strong feeling. And remember, these take time. We can't just say, "You're not scared." You have to talk about it. And it's okay to talk about it. All right, I have a question for you, friends. Have you ever felt angry? All right, let me tell you about a time when I felt angry. I'm a mom. I worked all day and I came home from work and I had asked my daughter if she would empty the dishwasher while I was at work. Well, when I got home, she hadn't done it. And I must admit, I walked in, I was in a hurry to get dinner started, and I got angry. Has that ever happened to you? Think about a time when you got angry. Tell a story, turn and talk to someone you know at home, and tell them about that time. Now, let's meet angry. Angry has a face that is very different. When you're angry, sometimes your eyebrows kind of come in and you might even have a wrinkle in your forehead. Our feeling buddy doesn't have a wrinkle, but I bet you do. Your mouth kind of clenches up. You might even clench your teeth behind there. And your eyes kind of close in a little bit. And you can see those eyes have a different look. I want you to try it. Can you make an angry face? You did it. Your eyebrows went in. You even had a wrinkle in your forehead. Your mouth clenched together. And your eyes got very serious. Hi, I'm angry. Angry is a very big feeling. And we have to work through these feelings. I find the best way to work through anger is to take a breath. You're really good at that. You've been practicing for a long time. So, parents, grown-ups, when your children are feeling angry, it's very important that you take time to talk about it and talk about what you notice. I notice that your eyebrows are doing this. And then when you're talking to them, if you make eye contact, for some reason, it just helps us to calm down. That's a good time to take a breath together, talk through it, and then I bet you'll be ready to turn on your thinking brain. Please try it at home.
Now it's time to learn, friends. We have a special treat today.
This is gonna be so awesome!
It is so awesome. You guys, we got a chance for our last episode of Kids Place to head on down South County and go to the Drayton Schoolhouse. It was so much fun. We had to share it with you guys. Let's go and take a look.
Hi, I'm April Havens with the St. Mary's County Museum Division. Oh, Fanny! How are you today?
Hi everyone! Can you guess where we are?
We're at the Drayton African American Schoolhouse.
Tell us about this really cool place.
The schoolhouse was built in 1890 and the property that it sits on was donated by the Gross family. They managed to get all the rest of the community together and they built the schoolhouse here.
Who was this school for?
It was for the African American children in the area.
Well, how did they get here?
They walked. They had to walk a long way, some of them, but they all walked to and from school every day.
Oh, I guess they didn't have school buses like we did.
No, they did not have school buses. Matter of fact, they had very little. They had a seesaw for their recess and some homemade balls. and the older students had to walk across the field and down the hill to bring a bucket of water back for everyone to drink from.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you think you could bring us inside to take a look?
Sure, I'd love to. So we're inside the Drayton African American Schoolhouse, and as you can see, there's a variety of desks in here. The students would have been in grades 1 through 7, and the older children would help the younger children with their studies. Now, if you were on this side, this is where the first graders would sit, and it would continue on back to about 4th grade. And then on the other side, you would have the 5th, 6th, and 7th graders. The teacher would be standing up here. This would be the teacher's desk area. Not all the children would come to school every day. If there were fields that needed to be taken care of at the family farm, many of the young male students would not be here for school that day. Some of the times the students would not come year-round or in certain months because they had to help out at their family's farm. But they all tried to be here as much as possible. If you notice, the walls are green. This is the color that would have been in here during the school period. We've added some chalkboards so that we can have some teacher and student studies going on whenever we have classroom field trips here. And the museum has opened this building the first Saturday of every month. So if you'd like to come over and see the schoolhouse with your parents, bring them over the first Saturday of every month.
Hi, boys and girls. My name is Mrs. Washington, and I'm a member of the St. Mary's County Board of Education. I'm here at the Drayton African American Schoolhouse with my good friend, Fanny. And I'm going to read a story to you today called Suwi by Lupita Nyong'o. Suwi was born the color of midnight. She looked nothing like her family, not even a little, not even at all. Mama was the color of dawn, Baba the color of dusk, and Mike, her sister, was the color of high noon. Hardly anyone at school looked like Suwi either. People gave her sister, Mish, pet names like Sunshine and Ray and Beauty. People gave Suwi names like Blackie or Darky and Night. Suwi felt hurt every time, so she hid away while her sister made lots of friends. Suwi dreamed of being the same color as her sister. She wanted real friends too. So she got the biggest eraser she could find and tried to rub off a layer or two of her darkness. Ouch, that hurt. She crept into Mama's room and helped herself to makeup. Oh no, she would hear about this from Mama. So we decided to work from the inside out and ate only the lightest, brightest food. With a stomachache, she went to bed early and turned to God for a miracle. Dear Lord, why do I look like midnight when my mother looks like dawn? Please make me as fair as the parents I'm from. I want to be beautiful and not just to pretend. I want to have daylight. I want to have friends. If you hear me, my Lord, and would like to comply, may I wake up as bright as the sun in the sky? Amen. When Mama came in to wake her for school the next morning, Suwi rose to find not a trace of daylight in her midnight skin. Suwi told Mama everything. Mama asked, "What is your name?" "Suwi," she muttered. "And what does it mean?" "Star," Suwi whispered. Brightness is not in your skin, my love. Brightness is just who you are. As for beauty, Mama said, rubbing Sulwe's stomach, the way she always did to comfort her, you are beautiful. Sulwe sighed. Well, you are beautiful to me, but you can't rely on what you look like to make you feel beautiful, my sweet. Real beauty comes from your mind and your heart. It begins with how you see yourself, not how others see you. Now, up you get and out you go. How could she, as dark as she was, have brightness in her? How could she have beauty when no one but her mother seemed to see it? How could she be a star? That night, a shooting star appeared at Sulwe's window. The night sent me, the star said. Come with me. Sulwe hopped onto the star and off they went. Long ago, at the beginning of time, said the star, there was night and day, and they were sisters. That's day and that's night. They loved each other very much, but people didn't treat the sisters the same. Lovely, nice, pretty. People gave day pet names like lovely and nice and pretty. People gave night names like scary, bad, and ugly. She felt hurt every time. Well, Night got fed up with it and walked right out of the earth. Day stayed behind and enjoyed making everyone happy in the sun. But then Day grew too long. Day began to really miss her sister. So did everybody else. There had to be a way to get her back. Day set off to find Night, and she did. I miss you, said Day. I miss you too, said Night. But you don't know what it's like to be treated badly for being black. You're right, I don't, Day replied. But what I do know is that we need you just the way you are. Come and see. Night returned and the people were rejoiced. We need the darkest night to get the deepest rest. We need you so that we can grow and dream and keep our secrets to ourselves. The stars chimed in. Brightness isn't just for daylight. Light comes in all colors. And some light can only be seen in the dark. While day had golden glow, with night everything had a silver sheen, elegant and fine. Day told her sister, when you are darkest is when you are most beautiful. It's when you are most you. Could it be that night did not need to change? Not even a little, not even at all. Now that night and day were back together, a little bit of night returned to day in the form of shadows, and a little bit of day returned to night in the form of moonlight. They were inseparable from that moment on and promised to celebrate the brightness in each other, whether people chose to see it or not. You see, the star explained, we need them both on their sunniest day and their darkest night, and every shade in between. Together, they make the world we know light and dark, strong and beautiful. So we rose the next morning beaming. There would be no hiding anymore. She belonged out in the world, dark and beautiful bright and strong. And if she ever needed a reminder of her brightness, she could look up at the sky on the darkest night to see for herself. Sue felt beautiful inside and out. Thank you, boys and girls, for being great listeners, and I hope you enjoyed the story.
That was so much fun going on a field trip to the Drayden Schoolhouse.
It was so cool learning about what school used to look like. That was very cool.
It's very different from the way it is today.
Yes, it is.
All right, so we're ready to create. And I've got my learning bucket with all of my resources, but I've added something new to my bucket today. And this is going to be what we're going to work on today, is watercolor. And you can buy these just about anywhere.
Yeah.
So, and they're pretty inexpensive, and they just come with a strip of different colors. Sometimes you can buy the double ones.
Oh, yeah.
And they usually come with a paintbrush inside the kit. You can tell I've already used them. I practiced a little bit at home. So, this is what we're going to do today. And because it's watercolor, you're going to need some water. And we have a variety of paintbrushes.
Yep.
These kinds of paintbrush sets come with brushes like this, but you can use any kind. Mm-hmm. And watercolor can be as creative as you like. You can simply paint a picture, or you can do designs and cut them out and create frames for them and hang them up, hang them in your windows. I mean, the sky is the limit, truly, with this project. Shall we get started?
Yeah. All right, so how do watercolors work?
All right, well, they're dry when you buy them. So you open it up, grab a paintbrush. I'm going to grab one of these wider ones.
Okay. What is this guy?
Now, the trick to making the paint work is wetting your brush.
Okay.
So you need to put your paintbrush in and just tap it around in the bottom to get those bristles wet. And then, so we don't make a huge mess, we kind of just tap the edge so that no more is running.
Okay.
And then you choose a color and rub some water in to moisten or wet the paint. And then you're ready to start painting. Now, as you see, not much color comes out. So you have to keep going back until you get the level of color that you want.
So pretty.
It is. And another idea is if you want to mix colors, you can paint one next to the other and overlap them.
Oh. I'm going to rinse my brush out.
A different color?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to add just a little bit of color. A little bit of water to the next color. And I'm finding that the less water you use, the deeper the color.
Oh, yeah. So if you use more water, it waters it down.
Exactly.
So much fun.
Now, here's a problem you might run into. I just painted red and I want to use yellow. So when I put my red paint into the yellow, then it's not so much yellow anymore. So you got to be careful to get a good rinse when you go to those lighter colors.
That's right.
All right, friends, so are you getting the idea? This is what watercolor is all about. Mrs. Day, you're quite the artiste.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
We are actually going to extend this by going out to one of our pre-K classrooms. We're going to head on over to Hollywood Elementary School and visit Mrs. Schrader's pre-K students who are actually doing some watercolor painting in their classroom. Let's go and see how it turned out.
Okay. Friends, it's that time in our show again where we have to say goodbye. It is time to say goodbye to all our friends. It is time to say goodbye to all our friends. It is time to say goodbye. Give a smile and wink your eye. It is time to say goodbye to all our friends.
I want to thank our crew and our families for joining us, and for you, Mrs. Day and Fanny, for joining us today. If you want to watch us, check us out on SMCPS YouTube or Channel 96. Until next time.
Goodbye.